So, gonna be doing some dialoguing here in a few days. Coming to you live again from inside the Mustang. On my way to the gym. Real brief video. You know, I watched Alejandro Flores last night. For those who don't know who Alex, he works for Lund. He's a tuner. Real good at what he does. He's actually the tuner that tuned this vehicle. The moment I got the blower, he did the vetting and stuff and tuned the vehicle. And I was listening to his live stream last night, like I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays. And he said something that really caught my attention last night. And I left him some in the live chat, but you know, he didn't see it because a lot of people be chiming in and he just goes through and, you know, and does his thing. But knock sensors. Knock sensors are designed to activate when they pick up sound, right? Some sound pinging can be classified as detonation. So the knock sensors will activate to pull timing. And what that means is it'll try to stop a pre-detonation. So you won't have a kaboom in the engine. Pretty much, they want to make sure you got the proper fuel mixture with the spark goes off. And sometimes certain vibrations and sounds can make those things act wonky. I have a centrifugal supercharger on the car, those who know that. And of course, a centrifugal is a fucking air pump, pretty much. It's a blower. And at very high RPM, that's when the centrifugal makes the most power. And I didn't realize that knock sensors are more happier with centrifugal setups. And so what goes on is, under normal driving conditions, right, my knock sensors are fine. Right now, they're -2, right now 0 because I'm out the gas. But on a normal driving conditions, right now, -2, -3. Negative means in the Mustangs that the knock sensors are giving me all the time and they're not pulling timing. Once they go positive, they're pulling timing. That's in the Mustangs. I think other vehicles, positive mean they're giving you timing, negative mean they're taking timing. So it flips. So right now, like I say, negative, -3, 4, 5, not a problem. The moment, however, in certain gears, depending on, you know, what gear I'm in, normally it's the 3rd or 4th gear. And sometimes 2nd and 3rd gear. But when I'm at about 7,000 RPM, sometimes I go to shift, the car pulls timing. And I always wonder why, and I kind of knew that vibration could be causing that, because let's face it, transmission, I have an RHT clutch. It's unsprung, so it's a lot more force being applied to the flywheel, to the back of the engine. That vibration can go through the engine from when you're trying to slam gears. That could cause the knock sensors to go wonky. So a lot of times I try to shift very gingerly. Even at the high RPM, I try not to force it in the gear. And every now and then, the knock sensors doesn't take timing. But Alex said something in one of his streams that makes sense. I think he said it also last night, that octane, even though you may have 93 in the car, it might not be good 93. That's why you run octane booster from time to time to see how the car performs at high RPM. And I can tell you right now, the 93 that I got in this car from a particular Shell station, not the same Shell station that I go to, which is right by my house, I've been having some backfiring issues, so I know that 93 is like a watered down 93. But I'm going to be data logging and setting it in. And Alex said a lot of times, once he sees for sure that it's false knock, not just him, it may be somebody else getting my ticket, but they know, and I'm gonna let them know why I'm sending the logs in. But once they can dictate that it's false knock, then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make sure I data log with just this octane in here first, and then once the fuel run out, I'm going to fill up with some 93 and add some octane booster and do the same thing. All I gotta do is see it once or twice. So it ain't like I go to 160. I just gotta rev it up hard and shift a gear. And if it picks up the false knock or the knock, and they can tell that's false knock because based on regular driving versus this, they're going to desensitize the sensors. I think Alex said he doesn't no more than 20% of a desensitization, and that usually takes care of the issue. And it's very common on centrifugal superchargers. So this is why a lot of times we see a lot of races, and the car might be making more power than the other car that it might be going against. Like say this Mustang going against a Hellcat. This Mustang is making more power than a Hellcat. technically, right? I'm just using that example. My Mustang isn't making that much more power than a basic Hellcat, because, you know, basic Hellcat's heavy, drivetrain loss. I'm making right about 640, 650 to the tire. It's making, Hellcat making about 620, 630 to the tire. So 10 more horsepower more average. That's not big, but let's say you got some blower cars making 700 to the tires. The average Hellcat's making 6, like I say, not a red eye, a average Hellcat, not the super stock, the original Hellcats. They're making roughly, like I said, about 640, 630 to the tire. But the Hellcat runs down the Mustang. And the Mustang was stick shift. Autos don't really have this problem because they're, you know, the computer's doing the shifting. Autos don't have that problem. But let's say it's a 6-speed manual like mine, it's a guy like the Rose gears. And he has more power, he takes off, but all of a sudden you see the Hellcat walking down. Everybody will say, oh, well, the Hellcat was spraying. Knock sensors. Knock sensors. Because if he's slamming fucking gears, the knock sensors pull timing, guess what's going to happen with the detonation, the acceleration to the next gear? It's going to slow down. He's going to have a harder time putting the power to the tires because the knock sensors were picking up pre-detonation or a lot of vibration from forceful shifting. And so I see a lot of people on Can I Be Frank's channel saying, oh yeah, Hellcat's the best, Mustang slow, don't know shit about cars. They don't know anything about the knock sensors. Knock sensors. Knock sensors can make or break a race. They can make, that's why a lot of guys, when they build a lot of cars and they're very, you know, high up in horsepower, they'll have the knock sensors desensitized damn near all the way down to zero. Like, oh, they basically just turn the fuck off. Because they don't want to risk losing the fucking race. They don't want to risk it. So, I just wanted to make this video. Alex said something last night, and I didn't know Centrifugal has that problem, but I understand how knock sensor functions. I know how they function. And I ain't think that, you know, the blower itself, based on the belt system and all that, but that blower, since this blower makes all of its power at high RPMs, if the fuel is bad, and if you're a rough shifting, and I'm trans-mounted now with this shit from Barton. So, you know, if I slam gears now, it's gonna wig it. And I seen that yesterday. I had like an 8 positive knock from second to third. Alex seen it one time on the original logs, and like I say, I just sent some logs in, island log and stuff, and some exhaust stuff to let them look at it, make sure you know that things was going good. I thought a little bit down power. The logs came back fine, but it wasn't Alex. I think it was Dakota that had my log, because it's outside the year window. So a lot of times, if you're outside the year window on the original tune, the ticket is closed out and it goes, you have to start a new ticket. So I think Dakota was the one that picked up this log this time. So I don't know if I send it back in, it might be him, it might be Long Jr., or it might be Alex. So, you know, it could be Senior. Senior might even pick up a goddamn log. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. For those of you that might be getting ESS, I'm getting a lot of you guys that are not paying attention to the channel because I have an ESS supercharged Mustang. And I'm gonna tell you right now, almost 30,000 miles in this motherfucking kit. I'm at 58,000, finna be at 59,000. I'm at 58,988. I got 2 Henry County cops. It's one in front of me, and then it's gonna be one, you're gonna see him in a second. You might not see him, but he's over there. He's behind the hedge. But I got one right here in front of me. So that's why I'm like slowing. But this car has been real good. I'm at 58,989.1, so I'm about to be at 59,000. At 75,000, I'm doing a lot of upgrades. Be changing the cam phasers. Probably keeping the stock cams, but putting new ones in. You know, just trying to change that shit. Timing chain, all that. And since I'm gonna be doing the timing chain, I'm probably gonna have the oil pump gears changed too. I'm gonna put some beefier ones in there because I'm gonna be running E. Hopefully by the end of the year, if not next year, I'm gonna be running E85. And so, you know, I want this car to be able to put power down. I'm gonna be upgrading drive shafts as well. But real soon, this car is going to have some Lawrence springs put on. And I'm gonna put the stop the hop kit on as well, but they'll be after the Lawrence springs go on, because I have to upgrade my strut tower brace. Had kind of stripped my boots, the strut bolts that go to the mainframe. So the subframe of the car. So I'm gonna have to get all that changed. I got the parts in the house. I'm gonna take it to a shop, let them change all that. So since they're gonna be changing that, they're gonna put the Lawrence springs on. Then I'm gonna send it back. Eventually I get the Steeder kit and let them put that on as well. And then after that, I'm gonna be looking at the E85 conversion. all that stuff. Alex already told me in one of his live streams, since I have my gap at 0.028, that I need to take it down to at least 0.026, if not 0.025. I'm probably gonna be conservative and go 0.026 because I'm gonna be running E85. I'm gonna keep it on the 120 because I'm gonna be changing the clutch, the RXT. Like I said, I like it. The clutch run fine. I'm having a lockout issue in first gear, first and second, but I think that's because the torque that's being placed on the engine because of the supercharger with the pulley. But I found out that if I take my time, run up to about 5,000, take my time and clutch in and wait a couple of seconds, then grab it, you know, wait a full second to a second and a half and then grab it, go second, that it doesn't, woo, that motherfucker hit his brakes at the last goddamn second. No driving motherfuckers. Yeah. About to have a whole fucking day guide for performance brakes. I got some SR Performance slotted rotor with the performance brakes. Stopped like a dime, and they've been on for over 30,000 miles. And I still got thick padding because, you know, I always do a lot of highway miles, not stop and go town miles. But anyway, that, like, those are upcoming mods, and I'm like, I'm gonna live on the 120. I'm not a type of guy that wants to swap between pulleys. Leaving on the 120, and with this blower, I'm probably gonna try to make at least 740, you know, or close to 700. I know I can probably run the 115, but I'm hoping that ESS makes like a, they make like a halfway pulley. You know, they do it now. They have like the 122.5. If they could come up with like a 117.5, I think that'd be awesome. That'll be awesome. You make like another pound worth the boost, so you're putting it right at 10, maybe 10 and a half, close to 11 pounds, which is on pump gas not the best, but you know, it might not be that much more of an issue to where you're running the risk of, you know, blowing your cylinder heads. That way, you know, if you want the G2 and you swap it over to E85, you know you're making, you know, 730 to the tire at least on the G2. The G2 makes about on average, come on, Cross, man. Come on, Cross. No driving motherfuckers. They make on average, give or take, because I got stock, well, not stock is also, but I got cats in my car. The cats makes the difference in a lot of setups. My car right now is pushing out close to 650 to the tire, right, on the 120. You take a G3 with the same mods, it's gonna probably make about 680, 690. Same PSI, it flows more air at that PSI. See, so it's gonna make a little bit more power on average, about 30 to 40 more horsepower. So if you remove the cats, that's why you see a lot of cars on the G3s, when they remove the cats, they're making 730, 740. Now, some of those guys have aggressive timing. Some of those guys run octane. So, you know, the horsepower from the dyno is going to be a little bit, you know, obscured because it depends on what they're running and the spark and all that and how they're putting the time and how they're shoving time down the throats. Lund is very conservative. They don't want to blow your car up unless you just tell them, hey, no, give me the most aggressive tune you can give, but you don't care. Then they will. So, you know, but they do a lot of vetting. So I have the G2. That kit is good to 800 horsepower. Well, I don't plan on making more than 800. I don't plan on making more than about 750. So I got the kit for me. But in order for me to make that, I probably would have to go down to the 115, if not the 110 on E85, and then it had to stay on E85 exclusively. I don't want that. So, you know, I'm gonna be swapping clutches, coming on down to, like I say, probably a clutch that's rated for about 750 to 800 horsepower, and make right about 7 to no more than about 730 to the tire. That's about crank horsepower. That'll be roughly about 780 to the crank. That's one of the reasons why I'm going to be upgrading my oil pump gears. Don't have to. I know a lot of guys that run up stock, but since I'm going to be doing, you know, the timing chain and all that, you might as well go ahead and put beefier ones in there. So like I say, you don't have to. I don't have a rev limiter, but, you know, I'm getting down to the miles where it's time to do maintenance on the car. And so I'm gonna be changing that. You might as well just change everything, put new stuff in there, so when you get another 75,000 miles out of the bitch. So but anyway, guys, Hope you all enjoyed the video. That's just my little rant, telling you guys what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to bring you guys some 5.0 content. Car season about to start, so you're gonna be seeing this car at a lot of car shows. So I'm gonna bring you guys some car footage, and be going to a drag strip, get some good races. I plan on going down to Florida to do some to have fun, and yeah, get over it, motherfucker, to have some fun in Mexico. And you guys know who's down in Florida, so I plan on going down there this summer to do some fun rolls. That's why I'm trying to get the knock sensors looked at and everything, and clutch and everything done, because I don't want to get embarrassed on that guy's particular channel down there. So anyway, that's the plan. Hope you guys enjoy. Parking spot then came open, and I am out, guys. Finna go ahead and clang and bang. Peace.